the goal at the moment is do 100 mil revenue, be in every major city in Australia. And, you know, like the why behind it all is the reason that Matt and I started the business in the first place was we wanted to create a workplace that people enjoy coming to.
Yep.
Because it's something that we had never really experienced before in the construction industry. And, you know, we're not like super old, you know, we're both 36, but we come from a time in construction where like as the apprentices, you'd get treated like shit and just wasn't a fun time in general. And so we've always had a bit of a passion of like, how do we make construction enjoyable to work in? And so that's sort of transcended beyond that now to, we don't just want to create an amazing workplace for people to work in. We want to make the construction industry a better place to be in for everyone. So not just our staff, but our clients and our suppliers and the other trades we work alongside. And the way we're going to do that is by being an amazing example of what a construction company can look like when they put people first. And you don't have to choose between people or profit. It's like putting people first will make you more profitable, which is part of the reason it's really important that we grow the business across Australia so we can bring as many people on that journey as we can. We get ourselves out there on social media and we're as transparent as possible. So we are smashing social media. We're transparent about our numbers, about our revenue, about our net profit percentages, because it's all well and good to have an amazing place to work. But if you're not doing profitably, then no one else is going to try and copy you and do it. So we're trying to show people that construction can be an amazing industry to work in by setting a great example for what that might look like.
Are you scared that your competitors are going to look at that and then back engineer it or copy you or you know, do whatever else to
No, absolutely not. Like, and if anything, I encourage it, you know, like
Why? Why is that?
Rising tides lift all ships is a really great saying. So as my competitors get better, we get better for it as well. And in the construction game, you know, you're pricing projects against competitors who aren't running a great business. They're underpaying staff. They don't know their costs. And we'll submit a price for a job at 600 grand and they submit it at 400,000. And we know the market and they've just made mistakes. And now that person's winning that job and they're going to lose money on it. And so that's just not good for anyone. Now we haven't won the job and they're not making money either. So I want our competitors to get better. It's in our best interest and we want to attract people to the industry. You know, construction's got a huge labor shortage at the moment. And if there's average businesses out there, it's not helping attract people to the industry. So I want our competitors to get better. I don't think their success means our failure. I think we can all succeed together because, you know, there's a finite amount of jobs out there. And if we're all making money on them, then we'll all do better together.
Well, that's a good framework because I never actually thought about that. But I guess, you know, majority of people that are consuming your content is probably like smaller players and they're not within your scope of projects, right? Is that?
Yeah, there's a lot of young trades business owners that consume my content. I'd say that's like the large majority. And I know for a fact, like our competitors do, because it's like I've seen them at networking events and they've reached out and said like, I can't believe you're sharing everything that you're sharing. And they'd never do it themselves. So there's a wide group of people that follow my content, but definitely I wouldn't say it's just trades business owners, it's small business owners because I share a lot of challenges around small business. You know, like you found me because I shared one about
Correct.
An unfair fair work dismissal claim.
Yes.
And there's been a number of those things that have happened and that's, you know, that transcends across all sectors of small business in Australia. So, you know, at the end of the day, I'm not sharing content about fencing. I'm sharing content about us growing a business in Australia, and that resonates with a lot of people.
Oh, that brings up a very interesting topic because, look, personally, I've come to realize that Australia is not exactly a place for entrepreneurs, business owners. Like there is the opportunity. The opportunity comes where you work more than other people, which is what happens is the baseline of work ethics is very low in Australia. So if you're working more than that, chances are you're out-competing everyone else. So like for me personally, I don't know about you, but like for the first 2, 3, 4 years, maybe I was working maybe 15, 16 hours a day, 7 days a week. And that's how I out-compete all my competitors. And then I've managed, grow a company to a small size. Like, was that the same as you? Like, how was your journey?
Yeah, 100%. I've got so much to say around work ethic in Australia, so I'm glad you brought it up. And it's part of the reason why it's so easy to succeed in a way in Australia because the competition is just not there. People just don't want to put the work in and, you know, work-life balance gets thrown around all the time.
Work-life balance.
I hate the term work-life balance and I had a mentor tell me
I hate that too.
The best way to look at it is work-life rhythm And that doesn't mean that it's always going to be consistent. It means some months are going to be extremely busy. You're going to work 16-hour days, and other months might be slower. And that's the work-life rhythm of life. And so it's not about having a balance all the time. It's about having a good rhythm. And yeah, for sure, we absolutely I love working. I love building a business, and so does my business partner. And we will work as long as we have to because we're passionate about doing what we do, and that makes it easier. But in saying that, it's not like every day's easy. I don't want to do some of the shit we have to do, but I just have to do it, and that's just what you have to do to succeed. And yeah, work ethic in Australia, it sucks.
Sucks. Absolutely sucks. That's coming from two fucking business people.
Yeah.
It sucks so bad.
Yeah, and it might sound like, oh, you guys are business owners, telling your employees sucks.
Yeah.
But Australians, unfortunately, there's this culture of entitlement in Australia. And in my opinion, it stems from two places. And, entitlement to me, what that means is expecting something for nothing in return. So, you look at people on welfare in Australia and they're of course there's some necessary cases, but there's also people milking the system. And so you look at, there's 2.6 million government workers out of the workforce in Australia. So it's 17% of the workforce works for the government. And on average, it takes 4 government workers to do what one private sector employee does. So government workers, and it's no fault of them. It's the culture that the government has created. They're not working hard and still getting rewarded for it. And that culture naturally leaks into the private sector.
Yes.
And then you've got unions as well, especially in the construction space. Unions' roles, once upon a time, of course, were to protect the worker. Nowadays, it's very, very corrupt, and their job is to slow down projects and extort money out of the government. And so even in the construction space, there's a huge percentage of workers that are on union projects. And I know for a fact the average amount extra you are supposed to allow on a union project is 40% more labor. So you're allowing for things to have 40% downtime.
What?
So workers who are on a union project, and everyone who's worked on a union project know this, you're standing down 40% of the time. And then again, that culture, you then start to get used to that culture. I'm entitled to only work half a day. If it rains, one drop of rain, I get to go home and get paid for a full day. There's all these sort of crazy entitlements that unions have perpetuated on union projects. And then those workers, that culture leaks into the rest of the construction industry.
Because everyone was like, oh, they're doing it, therefore I want it too.
Yeah.
That's how people are. Envy, right? That's literally the root of all evil, in my opinion.
So you've got these two big, structures in Australia that are rewarding people for not doing work, for nothing in return, and creating a culture of entitlement. And just naturally it leaks into everywhere else in the industry. And so that's why for businesses who are trying to stand out and trying to find really good people, it feels really hard because there is so few people with a good work ethic in Australia.
It's so true.
And
I can't agree more.
I've preached it where, if you expect to have, as business owners, it's our responsibility. If you want to have the very top 5% of people in your business, then you've got to be a top 5% business.
Yes.
So you can't be an average business and expect to attract the best talent. If you want to attract the best talent, you've got to be one of the best businesses out there. So on business owners, we can sit here and whinge about it, but also it's on us to make sure that we're attracting and retaining the very best talent possible. But it does suck. I hate the culture of entitlement in Australia. It doesn't help anyone. I'm not sitting here and whinging about these people. It doesn't serve them either. But
I don't think it's their fault. It's the system's fault.